Heyo guys, girls, and everyone in between, this is Rebellious Pastry here, and I'm gonna start this video by saying that this title sounds like it'd be clickbait, but yes, this actually happened. Just a disclaimer, this story wasn't caused by an adult beverage. Everyone was being as safe as possible during this story, so normally for Christmas Eve, we only had my brother and sister over, but this year we decided to do something different and let family friends come over for a party. Before the party, Mama Pastry looked at the prime rib and saw it isn't gonna be big enough to feed us and our guests, so she went out and bought a bigger one and a disposable baking dish. Since the rib was gonna be too big for our baking dish, which they tend to make disposable baking dishes very thin because they are disposable. Then she went back home and put the new rib in the oven and let it bake. This is at the point that we also start to have people over, and there were more people than expected because almost all of our guests had people like parents and cousins from out of state with them. So Mama Pastry ended up inviting more people due to that. And so we had a pretty big Christmas Eve party. So thank goodness she got the bigger prime rib. So the party started like parties normally start, with everyone arriving, talking, and dinner was cooking and whatnot. Mama Pastry checks the meat the first time and accidentally rips the pan without knowing it. And then when she checks it again, the oven started smoking a little bit, and I was closest to the door, so luckily I got out quickly so I didn't get much smoke in my eyes. And then everyone else started going outside. We didn't really think too much of it, so we ended up shutting the oven and not really much thinking about it. I don't remember all of it since I stayed outside during this event, but Mama Pastry ended up opening up the oven again and it ended up catching on fire. Luckily, we had a retired firefighter that could stay calm while Mama Pastry was freaking out and everyone else was outside. The past firefighter asked Father Pastry for the salt to put out the fire, since salt is good for electrical fires. Water would have been a really bad idea. Then we waited for the house to air out and then ended up going back in the house. We're chatting more than when we got there, and we were joking about how this was an icebreaker, and then we all were just happily talking with each other and had the party as expected, and everyone got along. The prime rib ended up being really good, even though it almost burnt down the house. I first would like to say thank you, Donut Batch, for being really patient with me. I know this is way too late for a Christmas special normally, but it was just one of those